Steve Hooker, thanks for joining me on Inside Athletics. Tell us what your current state of fitness and form is. You're Olympic champion 08 and world champion 09, but injuries have befallen you in the last couple of years.
Yeah, the last few years have been tough, but right now I'm in a good place injury-wise. My body feels great. I'm enjoying training in the new environment and working a lot of things.
Go back to 2008 and the Beijing Olympics and you getting that gold medal and obviously thrilling the Australian and the pole vault fans around the world. What was that experience like for you, finally achieving the ultimate?
It was cool. I think at the time it was more of a sense of relief than anything. I think a lot of athletes experience that when they have a huge goal like that. And yeah, for me it was going there and doing what I thought I could do and just not blowing it. And when I didn't blow it and when I made jumps, made some tough jumps in that competition, it was a sense of relief more than anything. But looking back now, it's obviously a great thing. I look back and it's exciting looking back at it. But at the time, the honest answer is, it's just relief.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't want to let everybody down?
Yeah, yourself down more than anything. You know, there's limited opportunities to achieve something like that. So if you're in that position and you make that final and you know there's only probably one other guy in that final that can beat you, you've got to take that opportunity.
2008 though was not my favorite performance of yours. That happened the year after in Berlin at the World Championships. You had a hamstring injury, came in, and everybody said, this guy is crazy. There's no way that he should even be here. He's injured. And you pulled off, I thought, what was one of the best performances ever at a World Championships. Basically taking 2 jumps, I believe, correct? And winning on those 2 jumps. Talk me through what the game plan was, because you had to have gone in there thinking, okay, if I have, if you have a really a gas tank that doesn't have a whole lot in it, you have to be very selective in where you drive.
Yeah. Well, qualifying was an unknown. Yes. Even. We just went in and didn't do a warm-up or anything like that, and,
wow.
and we thought 565 might be enough to make the final, so I took 1 jump and jumped 565, and that was it. It was enough to make the final.
So now you're in the final.
Yeah, but that jump hurt quite a bit.
Yeah.
It put a lot of tension on the injury, yeah. And then we thought, well, okay, we're in the final now. We've got to come up with some sort of strategy where at no point did I think I could win that competition, but I thought if I jump 580 or 585, maybe that's enough to win a medal. And given everything that's happened in the last couple of weeks, a medal will be a great result here. But to do that injured, I would have to open at an opening height higher than I'd ever opened before. Wow. I think the highest I'd ever opened was 575 in a competition, healthy, and with a warm-up. So with no warm-up and injured, I was going to open at 580 or 585. We ended up choosing 585, and my first jump was a miss at that height, but it was a good jump. Just a miss, just hit it on the way down. Romain Menil then cleared 585 on his first attempt to go into the lead in the competition, and given how good my jump was, I thought, if I do that jump again, make a small adjustment, I can maybe jump 590. Passed to 590 for my second attempt and cleared it, and I think from there it was tough for the other guys in that competition to see a way back into it.
Now, it's my favorite performance. Is it yours?
Yeah, I think so. Now,
you are the son of 2 very, very good track athletes, world class in fact. Was there any doubt as to what you were going to do as a profession?
Well, I'm one of 4 kids, and I'm the only one that does track and field in the family. My brother played semi-professional football in Australia. And
Aussie rules?
Aussie rules, yeah. My older brother had no inkling to do sport at all, as did my younger sister. So we're real spread across the family. Everyone's got unique personalities. But for me, it was the individuality of track and field that appealed to me. I didn't like being in a team where I didn't feel like everyone else was as committed as I was to winning the game. So for me, that was what sort of drew me away from the team sports and into something more individual.
Now, I've been to a lot of countries on earth. There are a few countries that are as sports crazy as Australia. What is it like being a sporting icon in Australia?
It's
has to be great.
It is great.
There's a lot of pressure?
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure. There's Australian athletes are under probably more scrutiny than most. There's a huge media presence in Australia that particularly surrounds sport, and there's not many sports people. So anything that happens is really under the microscope, whether it's good or bad. Like if it's good, you're very famous very quickly, and it all accelerates off. If you do something badly though, it can turn on you just as quickly. So, you know, it's an interesting place to be in that kind of spotlight, but you know, for me, I'm actually enjoying being over here and being completely anonymous and just having quite a bit more of a relaxed lifestyle at the moment for this period of my life.
So as a young boy growing up in Australia, who were the athletes that you looked up to? Maybe even if they weren't track and field athletes, and said, you know what, sport is what I want to do.
For me, it was Australian athletes, so you'd know who Shane Warne is.
Yeah, Shane Warne, cricketer.
A great cricketer. Like, I always would impersonate bowling like him when I played cricket in my backyard growing up. But from track and field, it was athletes like Freeman. She was just iconic for me from such a young age. I mean, I was only in year 8 when she won the silver medal in the '96 Olympics. So from a very young age, I was following her career. I'd always try and get her autograph when I went to competitions. I sat in the grandstand when she won her gold medal in Sydney. So she's kind of been a presence the whole way through my career when I was a junior and just aspiring athlete, to the point where she was sitting in the grandstands when I won my gold medal at the Olympics. So it's a crazy couple of careers that have crossed each other a few times. Yeah.
And when this is all said and done, what are your plans post-career?
There's always stuff going on. I am finding as I get older, I've got more time for other athletes. I'm really enjoying mentoring athletes. I'm enjoying taking some time to coach. We have a lot of athletes coming through our facility here at the World Athletics Centre who spend weeks or months here, and I really am enjoying giving them some guidance and some of my experience. It feels like it's time to give back to other people, and I'm getting a lot of joy out of that. Just opened a restaurant in Perth in Australia.
Lovely.
Yeah.
What's the name of it?
It's called Bib and Tucker.
Okay.
It's an Australianism.
Okay, explain it.
It means like get your best clothes on and go out for a good meal.
Okay.
Get your bib and tucker on.
So this is a restaurant that if I'm going to, I gotta like suit and tie?
No, well it's kind of not. It's kind of like a tongue-in-cheek kind of phrase. It's amazing food. It's really high-level food, but it's a very relaxed atmosphere. So it's on the beach, so you could come up wearing your thongs, flip-flops.
Very nice.
And come in and enjoy some nice food. Opened it up with some other Australian Olympians, Eamon Sullivan, who's probably the equivalent of you in swimming. He was the 50 and 100 metre world record holder in the freestyle. And Jamie Dwyer, who's the captain of the Australian hockey team, best player in the world 5 years or something. So we sort of grouped together to create this little project on the beach in Perth.
So now I have a free meal when I'm in Perth anytime.
We'll give you a very reasonable price, and you'll be at the best table in the house.
You're gonna do well. That's a good entrepreneurial spirit. Thanks for joining me, man.
A pleasure.
All right.
Thank you.